You said it right. You said it correctly. I've considered myself, called myself a Christian my whole life, but I didn't become a new creature. I didn't become a child of God until March 1st, 2020.
Hi friends, it's Brittany Valadez here from RegullyDaily.com. In today's video, I am chatting with the wonderful country singer turned actor, Granger Smith. But before we get into that interview, as always, if you guys like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell because you will be notified each time I upload a new video. Oh, and if you're not already, make sure you're following me on social media. I have Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok, and yeah, I think pretty much those. And I will put all of that in the description box below. All right, let's get into this interview. Granger, it's so nice to meet you. And I gotta tell you something. We actually have a friend in common. Probably don't know this. So I used to go to school with this guy. We were like friends since we were 17 years old. Paul de la Cerda. Paul de la Cerda.
Whoa. I was like, is this going to be, as you started setting it up, I was like, is this going to be just a mutual acquaintance? No, oh man, I deal with Paul every day of my life, 10 times a day. He's like ingrained in my whole life. Yeah, I love Paul.
Yeah, and he said to tell you that he does miss you. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm about to take a screenshot of you right now just for that, just to send to him.
No, I actually texted him the other day and I said, guess who I'm going to be interviewing on Wednesday? And he's like, Brittany, oh my gosh. She's like, okay, I have a few minutes to talk. You want to talk? And I said, sure. So we caught up. It was great. Yeah. So I checked out the movie. Wow. You did a great job. Great job in your acting skills. I loved the movie. I felt like I could relate to a lot of it. As a country singer, you know, you're a performer. So you have that performer in you. What made you want to do films? Have you transitioned into acting or something you're going to continue to do along with singing?
Oh, that is way deeper than I would have taken it, any of it. But it's way more just on the surface. I got an email from my brother, who's also my manager, and he got a script sent to our booking agency, and they were looking for a country singer to maybe cast this role because the character is a country singer. So I thought, I might as well just try to read it. So I read the script, and then as I kept reading, I ended up reading it in one sitting, and I was like, I really like the story. And I wasn't thinking about acting. I wasn't thinking about getting in the film. I was just thinking about, I really love this story, and I would love to be able to tell this story. And I think I might be able to do it.
Well, you did it. It was great. I'm always wondering, I'm like, okay, can I see the skill? I'm not even just hyping you up. It was great. I really, really enjoyed it. So good.
Wow,
good job.
Thank you.
Of course. Obviously, in the film, you know, the man experiences loss and you experienced loss in your personal life. Was it easier to take on this role because of what you experienced in your personal life, or was it something that you were kind of hesitant at first because it was so personal?
Yeah, I think the reason I took the role was because I thought that I could portray someone who had found redemption after loss. I don't think I would have taken the role. I think I would have just said, you know what, that's not for me. I couldn't possibly understand that guy. But because I thought I can understand at some level this kind of grief, loss, restoration, redemption, surrender to God, I can understand that. And I would love to try to make art if I can out of that.
You've been a Christian pretty much all your life. And I know a lot of times when anyone has any level of loss, and I've had loss myself, for some people, it can go one way and others, it can go another. And then some experience a mix of emotions. How did your relationship with God change after that?
Yeah, it changed dramatically because you said it right. You said it correctly. I've considered myself, called myself a Christian my whole life, but I didn't become a new creature. I didn't become a child of God until March 1st, 2020. And so I went a long time claiming to be a Christian and not knowing that I actually wasn't. I knew God, but he didn't know me. And theologically speaking, I became a new creature and realized that I was adopted as a son, that I didn't deserve it, that I was loved unconditionally, not of my own doing. And because of the overflow of that, that kind of gratefulness led me to want to absorb the word, want to read the word, want to feast on the word, want to take the gospel to all nations, wanted to truly serve as a disciple. And I never really had that mentality at all before, which is how I knew through those fruits that I wasn't really a Christian until then.
I was talking to a friend one day, and we kind of said, sometimes the Lord will take us to different low. And when we get to a low, sometimes it's our doing, other times it's out of our hands. And other times the Lord will say, okay, I'm going to let this happen, because he's like, I'm going to call you as a new person. I'm going to make a way where there seems to be no way. You may think it's the depths, but like somebody said, when you hit rock bottom, the only way you can go is up. And I love in your case that you use this opportunity to look at yourself and say, hey, am I really a follower of Christ, or is it just in name only? Because it could have been so many other things that could have happened in your life. I mean, like you said, you're spreading the gospel to all nations. Your whole life has changed, and you don't realize how much you're going to impact and are already impacting people to come to know this Lord that they may have heard of, but they're not necessarily living the life. So you're right. As you know, the Bible says, of course, Satan and his demons, even they know of God. I think it says in James. We may say we know Jesus, but do we know him? Do we know who he is? Are we his sons and daughters? So I think that's awesome that what you're doing. Wow. I really like the new person that you have become. I mean, yeah, I'm impressed. I'm amazed.
Well, thank you. And that's so crazy, because that's American cultural Christianity, where we claim it like a heritage. We reclaim our religion because it was passed down, or because that's what everyone else is doing. And then we read the Bible and we realize, well, that's not at all what it costs to be a disciple. It cost everything. And every time Jesus calls someone to be a disciple, he calls them up, he calls them forward, he calls them out. He says, follow me. He says, stand up. He says, do you want to be healed? He never says, just stay right where you are. I'm going to love you right there in the mud. He finds us there, but he immediately calls us up every time.
Exactly. Preach it, brother, for real. Okay, so about the music on your film, it's what, your album, right? It's pretty much all that you created.
Yes, it is. It's something that started with this song called "Forever Forward" that happens at the end of the movie. And I read the script, and it had this song that my character was going to write and then perform. So I texted the director and I said, do you mind sending me the song "Forever Forward"? And she said, oh, we don't have that song yet, but we'll find it one of these days. And then I was thinking, oh, I don't think you're going to find it. So I said, well, what if I just take a stab at writing it? So I wrote that song. And then there was another song I needed to perform in the movie. So I wrote that one, and that was just a snowball going down the hill. I had to write more and more to each moment in the film. And then it essentially became, all of the songs for the movie.
Oh my gosh, it was a great movie. And then you got to, in a way, kind of, work with your wife in the film.
When I first got the script, and then they said they wanted to cast me as Will Brown, I said, could you cast my wife, because she loves acting and she loves it. She loves film. And they were like, yeah, absolutely. So I think it'll be really neat for our fans to see. Hopefully people will watch this film that have no idea who I am, but the people that do know who I am, I think it'll be like that Easter egg. Like, did you know that's really his wife that plays that part?
And the casting of the little girl, I was like, it really does look like his real life wife, which I'm part of the point.
Yeah, it's amazing, right?
Tell us how we can find you on social media, because I know you have your music channel, right? And you guys have a separate channel for your family. I know your wife has a channel. Tell us all about where your presence on social media.
Yeah, sure. Well, the main thing is Granger Smith on all socials, at Granger Smith on all socials. That's all, including YouTube and including grangersmith.com. But we also have a family YouTube channel called The Smiths on YouTube. And my wife is Amber Emily Smith on all her socials.
Christmas is coming up. What are some things that you guys are doing already or going to be doing? What are some family traditions? Because I'm decorated, obviously, for Christmas already.
Yeah, your space looks really, really nice. And you got the whole sweater on. Yeah, you got it going on. So we are going to stay put. We'll stay right here at home, which I love. We have our youngest is going to be 16 months old. So he's like just walking and just blabbering and starting to talk. And so it's going to be really nice not to travel at all, but to have family come here. And what's interesting is correct me if I'm wrong, but it only happens every 7 years-ish that Christmas falls on a Sunday. So we'll actually be going to church on Christmas morning and going to service, which I can't even remember the last time I did that. So that'll be neat for the family really to know that we have to really focus on what this day is about. And there's not a better way, I don't think, than just to going to church and being in the body of believers themselves.
Exactly, 100%. And I'm going to be staying home for Christmas too, because there's no Christmas like being at home. And I know you're based in Texas, same here. I know you said you want to take the gospel to the world. Do you go on any mission trips or anything like that?
So I actually haven't been on an international mission trip yet, but I just had one canceled. It's actually next week. I was supposed to go to Cambodia and Thailand, and it got canceled because of something elevated in the government. And then I'm going to Africa in February and Italy on the end of that trip. So Mozambique on the east coast of Africa. So very, very excited. I wish that I could have gone more in my life, but as a new creature, this is like a new thing for me. So I'm ready to go absolutely as much as I can.
Thank you so much for this chat. I know it's time to wrap up, but it's been an honor meeting you, and I'm going to text Paul and say he was great. You were right.
Well, thank you so much. It's great to meet you, Brittany. I hope we get to do more stuff together.
Of course, for sure. So what did you guys think of my chat with Granger Smith? He's a great, great guy. I want to know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, if you guys aren't already following me on social media, make sure you follow me at Brittany Valadez pretty much everywhere. I'll put all of my social media accounts in the description box below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed and hit the notification bell so you can be notified each time I upload a new video. Until next time, I'm Brittany Valadez for BravelyDaily.com. God bless, and I'll see you in the next one.